transitions are different for different people. So, and our children are experiencing them, and I love the way that the Tifariki, the design of it. You can see that the threads are, some are long, some are short, some and it's this the complex entanglement of children's lives. Transitions are not linear. So I think that when we really hold that into our heads and really understand that when a child, as Michelle said at the very beginning, that very simplistic a definition of what transitions is, that moving from one space to another or one place to another, we absolutely know that children move fluidly through those spaces, and some may physically move to another building, but actually the transition is not yet complete. And I think
Yeah.
Verike is fabulous for that. I think the way that it really helps us understand that kind of movement that we really should be looking out for and trying to understand. None of us move from one place to another and think that's it. We leave little bits of us behind. Why would we think children are? We've all got these little backpacks that we take with us elsewhere.
Yeah, and I think, there's been a lot of work, hasn't there, thinking about, do we open those backpacks as well, and how do we actually make people feel that sense of belonging in the new space by welcoming what they bring. And I think that's what we're working on really hard with our refresh of the school curriculum, is that all children their whole cultural knowledge that they bring is really recognised and affirmed.
And also their existing repertoires, like that's what earlier when I was explaining about what we were trying to do with our children, we weren't going to bring in new things to them. We wanted to bring in things that were familiar to them. So we built on that, because I think that really, just as you were talking about the weaving, it really just helps with that weaving, that bringing things together that are there repertoires that they can draw from and build on. And I think that really connects, and that continuity of pedagogy really helps.
Yeah, and we were certainly exploring that here in New Zealand, and that's why I'm so excited about this. It seems like a small shift, but this idea that the whāriki is not finished,
Yeah.
so that you're taking everything from early childhood through into school. And so we're working that pathway section, we're looking with teachers about how they can find things in both documents, become familiar with both documents, so that they can support children. I think it's really powerful. And as you talked about, that we know children don't always reincorporate quickly into a new space. It takes time to actually get that sense of belonging, sense of identity, and feeling comfortable there. I was interested, you talked earlier about, you wish that we could have consulted children more. Do you
Yeah, I
want to talk
think
a bit
that
more about
the
that?
one thing that's really important to me, I think, is that we know that children are kind of legitimate kind of contributors to discussions. They can offer really rich, uh, you know, ideas that maybe we hadn't even considered. But I do think that when we, over certainly over COVID, I don't think that we could, consulted them or invited them to participate or involve them as much as we probably could have. As adults, we had access to TV, and I know that there's maybe a little bit romanticising going on where, we want to protect our children, and I mean, none of us knew what was happening. So, but I just feel that that's the one area for me that I really wish, looking back, that I would have wanted to do more. I think
Yeah.
I would have wanted to think about what we were saying. And I mean, I'm thinking about it now and having these conversations with staff now. They're ongoing about the transitions, all the transitions, mini ones, maxi ones, that the children have had to live through. And again, I just want to re-emphasize that these were done to children, not with them, and I
Yeah.
think that and I know people on this call will say, but Lynn, what could we do? We couldn't have done anything else. I just wonder if we could have. So, that's just one thing for me. I think I wonder if I could have done more. And our team could have done more in terms of these legitimate kind of capable beings. We could have brought them in.